to apprentice instructor, advanced, intermediate. And 100 jumping jacks.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100.
Push-up position.
Yes, sir.
First set of 10 push-ups.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir.
What would y'all like to do for Master's Path next? Master's Path is extracurricular and not on your last session.
Butterfly knives.
But the butterfly knife set,
Yes.
we don't own staff.
What are those things? Those like chain looking things?
That's a chain whip. And
That'd be fun.
we finally have a ceiling that actually makes us capable of doing it.
I've been staring at those for like a year and a half and I'm like, I wanna do that.
And the practical ones that we would use, these are like wartime ready.
Okay, yeah, I like,
Actually swing those, me personally, unless I'm like in a big field. But, they have some that actually, and there's forms for it. You gotta get really flexible, cause you gotta be able to like kick straight up and pivot. Cause you gotta swing, you don't have to, part of you swinging it, you have to swing it and kick it. Do all, yes, it's a lot. Look up a video of chain whip form and then
okay.
make sure you're doing it.
Okay.
No, cause I'll do it, I'll go learn one and I'll come back with one, but I'm just, it's all work, no, it's fine. Second set,
Yes, sir.
begin.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir.
You okay? You okay? Are you sure? Okay. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir.
On your backs for piston kicks.
Yes, sir.
First set of 30.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Begin.
1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir, 11, sir, 12, sir, 13, sir, 14, sir, 15, sir, 16, sir, 17, sir, 18, sir, 19, sir, 20, sir, 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 30, sir.
Scoot back some so you don't kick the drum. Second set,
Yes, sir.
begin.
1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir, 11, sir, 12, sir, 13, sir, 14, sir, 15, sir, 16, sir, 17, sir, 18, sir, 19, sir, 20, sir, 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 30, sir.
Last set,
Yes, sir.
begin.
1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir, 11, sir, 12, sir, 13, sir, 14, sir, 15, sir, 16, sir, 17, sir, 18, sir, 19, sir, 20, sir, 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 30, sir.
Sit up.
Yes, sir.
Reach straight out in front, reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Bend one leg in.
Yes, sir.
Reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Switch.
Yes, sir.
Reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Bottom of the feet together.
Yes, sir.
Bend forward, touch your nose to your toes.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir.
14, sir.
15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Seated angle, legs wide apart.
Sir.
Lift yourself up. Turn shoulder.
Yes, sir.
And turn and shift to the other side.
Yes, sir.
And back to center. Seated angle, legs wide apart.
Sir.
Arms up back straight.
Yes, sir.
1, sir.
2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir.
Feet to one side.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Feet to the other side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Feet to both sides. Touch your head to the floor or as far as you can go.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir.
5, sir.
6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Last stretch, feet straight out in front.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Bend one leg back and lean back.
Sir.
stand up, switch it out, any additional spaces? Hey. All right. One set of muscles that we use a lot that we don't always get to directly stretch are the calves. So if you don't tend to those on your own already, definitely start trying to do that. Roll them out. I use this on like budget massage stuff. I use a staff. You know, roll out my thighs, roll out my top and the front. But if you got a roller, you know, a little bit of cash. It's your roller. No. I got a little bit of cash. I got a roller. Okay, that's it. Yeah, they excuse me a little bit. Just right there's good. All right. We're gonna run through crane a couple times. If anybody has any questions that come up, we can answer those, but essentially we're gonna start on the kicks and the drills that I have to do today.
Yes, sir.
Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
5 animal salute.
5 animals.
Salute.
2 tigers, hide their trail.
2 tigers hide their trail.
Start from return horse. Hard and soft, crane walking.
Hard and soft. Crane walk. Crane walking.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
One finger asks the question.
One finger asks the question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane wing punching.
Fist through the sleeve.
Fist through the sleeve.
Hard and soft, crane
Hard.
walking.
It's soft.
Crane walking.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
Switch the hands. One finger asks the question.
One finger asks the question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane wing punching.
Fist through the sleeve.
Fist through the sleeve.
A crane pecking.
A crane packing.
Revive the crane.
Revive the crane.
Flying crane.
Flying crane.
Right knee first. Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane captures shrimp.
Hungry crane captures shrimp.
Flying crane.
Flying crane.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane captures shrimp.
Hungry crane captures shrimp.
Crane's head punching.
Crane's head punching.
Crane's head punching.
Crane's head punching.
Dragon whips its tail.
Dragon whips its tail.
Monk summons corpse.
Monk summons horse.
Tame the tiger, shoot the tiger.
Tame the tiger, shoot the tiger.
5 animal salute.
5
Five
animals.
animals salute.
2 tigers hide the trail.
2 tigers hide the trail.
Very good. Anyone else like to lead it? Sophie's gonna lead us through.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 5
Five
animals.
animals salute. 2 tigers hide the trail. Hard and soft. Crane walking. Descending arm, hand, and waist. One finger asks a question. Crane wing punching. Fist through the sleeve. Hard and soft. Crane walking. Descending arm, hand, and waist. One finger asks a question. Crane wing punching. Fist through the sleeve. A crane packing.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Revive the crane. Flying crane. Hungry crane stands on one leg. Hungry crane captures shrimp. Flying crane. Hungry crane stands on one leg. Hungry crane captures shrimp. Crane's head punching. Crane's head punching. Dragon whips its tail. Monk summons corpse. Tame the tiger, shoot tiger. 5 animals salute. 2 tigers hide the trail. 2 tigers hide.
Right. Anybody else would like to lead it? We can do it one more time. Saul? Clear moves like you're showing somebody kung fu for the first time.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
5 animal salute.
5 animal salute.
2 tigers to the trail.
2 tigers by the trail.
Hard and soft.
Hard
Hard and
soft.
soft.
Crane walking.
Crane walking.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
One finger asks a question.
One finger asks a question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane wing punching.
Fist through the sleeve.
Fist through the sleeve.
Hard and soft.
Hard and soft.
Crane walking.
Crane walking.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
One finger asks a question.
One finger asks a question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane
Wing punching.
Fist through the sleeve.
Fist through the sleeve.
Fist punches.
A crane pecking.
A crane pecking.
Revive the crane.
Revive the crane.
Flying crane.
Flying crane.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane. Capture shrimp.
Motherfucker.
Hungry
Crane.
Capture shrimp. Flying crane.
Flying crane.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane. Capture shrimp.
Hungry crane.
Capture shrimp. Crane's head punching.
Crane's head punching.
Crane's head punching.
Crane's head punching.
Dragon with his tail.
Dragon with his tail.
Monks on the floor.
Monk
Fist
on the
together,
floor.
fist together. Do a big bow stance. Fist closer. Yes.
Tiger shoot the tiger.
Tame the tiger, shoot the tiger.
5 animals salute.
5 animals salute.
2 tigers on the trail.
2 tigers by the trail.
Yes. Very good. Take a break. While you're taking your break, this is a foam roller that was cut into 4s. It's a nice calf stretcher, and that's what it was given to us as. So, you see any of this extracurricular stretch stuff up here? It's not off limits to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's one of them. I had a roller here, but I took it home because nobody was using it. But this is a leg stretcher, right? So if you want to get your splits, put your legs, put your ankles, 1, 2, and yank that, and it'll pull your legs apart.
I just really want to try that.
Tiger bar.
No, you
Yeah.
can do
I thought it was
it.
an easel.
And so you pull it, you saw what?
I thought it was an easel.
That's so funny, it doesn't look
It
like
looks like it's in there.
That's exactly what it looks like. So yeah, that's, and then, you know, the more you pull and the more flexible you get, of course, you move the notch up and all that good stuff. But yeah, this was like $26 on Amazon, if you decide you want one.
What's that called? Put it around
It's
you.
called it's Tiger Claw, just, if you look up Tiger Claw leg stretcher,
Yeah.
that's what you'll find.
Huh, that's cool.
They have the expensive one where you, they have the leg, the crank with the 2 wheels.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
$500 or something. It's worth, exactly, $26.
Pulley versus a lever.
Job done.
Levers are just
Can I
easier.
try this?
For a good while, I would sit on the floor with that thing on with the
That's
belt
why you
around
have
the
to
waist,
catch.
holding it.
So I can do it like this.
Your ankle. Lift it, lift your foot.
I'm too small because I can sit that there.
Oh, wow. But this one's not. The calf one.
I'm really, I feel like if I go any further, I may break my legs.
See if this makes sense.
The ankle.
You put the ball, put on, and then if you grab the ball, it just kind of moves your seat.
Ow,
Don't force
it
to
hurts.
feel anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It makes a little difference.
That's what we used to do.
Ow.
Yep, yep,
I'm
yep.
gonna break something.
Luckily, I think most of the cat things, I was gifted with
No.
that not being important.
Ow.
All right, come on back out.
Ow.
Come on back out, Sophie, and so.
Sir.
We are on the kicks now, right? So we're working on kicks. Trying to think if I want to do the drill or the kicks first. Well, let's do the drill, right? So let's turn toward the mirror. For sparring, if you haven't sparred in this class yet, it is a lot of fun. We do our best to be safe. We haven't sparred in this space yet, maybe not for a while, but when we do, I'm sure it'll be great. So, my personal fighting stance, this is my fighting stance. I always teach all what I do, and then when y'all start sparring and going to competitions and doing whatever, you find something better that fits you, you do that.
Yes, sir.
I won't, especially if you start winning and it looks good, I'm like, oh, I ain't gonna say, I ain't telling you nothing else. Okay, so we're here, I like to fight here. I do a lot of extra stuff with my hands because sometimes competition and even maybe in a street fight, you have the opportunity to distract and disorient. Yeah, nobody knows what you're gonna do. If your hands are doing this, like, even if you kind of get an act on a rhythm, you don't know what my hands are gonna do. So, anyway, so I'm here. I like to rest here, rest his hand here, rest his hand here. I like to strike and do things like that. Most of the time I'm blocking with my left and I'm striking with the right. So I'm here, 1, 2, we're gonna start learning. So we did offense, right? So we did this. We even done the little, little short step, boom, boom. Now, we're going to do something a little more fast paced. So it's gonna take a little bit of cardio. So relax your upper body and try to just, all the energy you need is gonna be in the legs right now. So you're gonna kind of relax here and we're just gonna get a hop. So 1, and then we're off on both. So we're more bouncing than hopping. I don't want you to come all the way off the ground. You can just bounce, right? You need pressure on the balls of the feet. So we're gonna scoot forward twice. 1, 2, real small. And we're gonna come back. 1, 2. Now if you notice, my head doesn't go up, up. I'm bouncing, it goes a little bit, but from this point, it doesn't go, when I move forward, it doesn't go up, up. It's just here, up, 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 up. All right, so push, push, yeah, push, push. That's right. So essentially, you're doing this, you're just doing it fast. And same backwards, right? You're just doing the same thing fast, okay? So we're gonna get a bounce going, and this is where the cardio comes in, because we're not gonna stop bouncing. We're gonna bounce, and we're gonna go 1, 2, and 1, 2. So I'm gonna say offense, 1, 2, and defense, 1, 2. You should feel your thighs, so bend the knees, get your heels off the ground, and go. 1, 2, offense, defense. Offense, defense. Yes, offense, defense. Keep your bounce going. Heels off the ground, offense. Defense. Offense. Your shoulders should be over your knees. Defense. Offense. Defense. Offense. Defense. Offense. Spread the feet more. Defense. Offense. Yes, defense. Yes, offense. Defense. Feet together.
Sir.
So it's just slight cardio, just do some slight interval stuff. So 1, 2, 1, 2. What I'm trying to get you to get is the spring in your legs. Most people think that spring in the legs only exists from here down. It's the whole leg that becomes the spring, not just the fast twitch in your calves. So I'm like this. That helps me get that from this point. But I also need the bounce from the thighs. So you need to feel all of it.
Yes, sir.
Right, 1, 2, so, and that also saves the knees. So just give yourself some bounce so you're not just like stomping and stopping, right? Bounce with it. So when you step into it, 1, into it. Bounce, and then back. 1, 2, forward. 1, 2. 1, 2. The thighs and the calves should be burning afterwards. Offense. Defense. Okay, keep going, keep it, so you can get a rhythm. Offense. Defense. Offense. Defense. Offense. Defense. Offense. Defense. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
So after you've done one side, people usually favor one side. Me personally, I favor my right foot first. And that's weird because my power hand is my right hand. You know, most people, they do all the funny stuff with this hand, and then they power with this one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just opposite, and I can hit you really hard from with it on my front, and it works just as good. I don't know. I've just made it work. I like putting my power hand first. So I'm here, coming across, doing things like that. Now we're also going to switch. We're going to do some tricks. We're going to do the switch back and forth. So we're going to go 1 first, right, just in case. 2. So now if you see, I move my hand from down here to up here. One thing I like to do in sparring is, and one thing, if you ever watch UFC, you see them do fighting stance like this. They go like this, like they're high-fiving almost over and over again. But they're both testing each other. They're testing each other's reaction. They're trying to see what the other person's going to do, and measuring their own distance. So sometimes it's not even for you or me. It's not for you. It's for me, and vice versa, right? So I'm going boom, 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 trying to see how close. Boom, and then I go for something. Now, if I'm here testing, this is also sometimes a defense. Like if he's a very feisty fighter, but I know he doesn't really like getting hit. You know, some of them, they really like to hit, but they don't like to get hit. So you get one good look at them, you see how they react, and they're like, oh, they don't like to get hit. So it's like, if you do this, they won't come in close because they don't want to get hit, but they like, you know, exactly. So then I know, like this, so if I switch the feet, I know I need to put another hand right back out there. I can't get caught slipping like this and let him hit me. So I'm gonna go from here and I'm gonna switch. Switch, tap. Switch, tap. And it's not all the way out, just real close, bend, tap. Switch, tap. Switch, tap. Switch, tap. Switch, tap. Go. Go, tap. 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 And go. And go. Feet together.
Sir.
When we do it this next time, imagine this section moves less. Watch. A lot of the work happens in the waist. Because if I'm actually engaging here, I want to get my feet ready, but I'm not going to stop engaging the hands.
Sir.
Right? Because if you were fighting, if y'all are tripping and stumbling like most people do when they're fighting, the fight moves, right? You're twisting, boom, boom, boom. Y'all are just moving your feet instinctively at that point. You're trying not to fall. Right? Y'all are falling. Y'all are tussling. So y'all are trying to keep your feet under you. So it's the same thing. Keep your feet under you. Tap. Right under you. Stay balanced. Tap. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes. And feet together.
Sir.
That's good. So the reason I'm having you practice this is because it gives you an advantage. It does, of course, put you in better shape when you practice this way. But it gives you an advantage because it gives you options, right? When you can do these little switches, that means you can move a little differently, right? They just unexpectedly, and somebody that you can move a lot different ways, especially when you switch. And you practice going angles and things like that, and slicing the pie. All those things give you options. So that's one reason Chinese boxing has a good and a bad name. Those that practice it well, they get a good name because of all the options it gives you, right? It's very unorthodox and it keeps your opponent guessing. So that's why a lot of the people with traditional Kung Fu skills do well in UFC, just because the concept of it, even if they're not doing specific Kung Fu moves. The other, what was the other one? I forgot what I was saying, right as I was saying. I said there's two, oh, well, whatever. But that. So that's one thing I want you to go ahead and try it again now. Now, we're gonna go back and forth, right? So we're here, and we switch. I want you to go back. 1, 2, 1, 2. And go. Yes. Take. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now you should kind of, at this point, feel like you're sparring a little bit.
Sir.
It's like, oh man, I got some sweats going. It's good to get the workout, because I talk a lot. You gotta balance it out, right?
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Do you have a question? Oh, okay, no. sparring, defense, offense. I know we haven't done it in a while. No one's thrown a punch or anything like that in a good while. So I wanted to show you these things because these are small workouts that you can actually do on your own. And I want to tell you how to get better at it. Some people can feel when they've gotten a little bit faster, right? When they're doing something faster. Some people need someone else's eye, like a trained eye, so that's very helpful. But a lot of times you don't have that. And so you have to train your own eye by listening to the things I tell you, listening to your body and how that feels when I tell you you've done something correctly. And, just like a computer, which is what our computers are based off of our brains and the way they operate. So if you think about that, then when you are practicing by yourself, you can be your own sight, look in the mirror, get your hops going, and get your switch. And so your goal, as far as endurance, and then which also is part of practicing your skill, you're going to try to speed that up every time, right? So from here, you're going to try to and you can practice just resetting and doing that after you've done a little warm-up. And then really feel yourself get to a point where it's most efficient for yourself, because that'll just only get faster and faster.
Yes, sir.
Right? The more comfortable you feel doing it and balanced after you've done it, that's when you know you've done well. So the second aspect of it is to move after that. So now we've gone here and we're going to switch. Now we're going to move, because this is my offside and I'm not as coordinated. It's just not as good, right? So from here, I'm gonna defense, right? So say I switch, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna switch, and I'm gonna shoot, back. All right? So let's go from here. Yes, ma'am. It broke. You have another one? Oh, you gotta tie it. Okay. So from here, we're gonna switch, and then we're gonna defense. So we're gonna go one, shoot, reset. Switch, back. Switch, move, switch, move. Yep. Switch, move. Reset. This is best done with the ankles separated. You separate them. If you try to do it like this, you'll fall over, because the feet aren't meant to be that close together. You'll get better if you spread them out, use your thighs like horse stance. Yes. Ball in the ball of the feet, right? So from here, switch, one more, switch,
Yes, sir.
If you haven't noticed, if your abs aren't burning, I want you to close here more. I want you to go here more, because that'll make you more. It just makes you more athletic. You're using the muscles like you're supposed to. So if you're trying to stay straight, it's hard. You're putting a lot on your spine. Your muscles, use the muscles. The chest should be over the knees, kind of like I said, like you're doing a squat, more so than a horse stance, and then, so you can feel your thighs and everything. You should feel very, very springy. Yeah. How does it feel?
But I know I have to see this screen.
So how fast can you move forward? Let me see. Go one. Okay. Okay. Feet together.
Yes,
Sir.
And now, a kick, which is my favorite thing to do after you've done one of these little slides. Oh man, that's perfect, right? You get, right, just a fire that we've been talking about, or even defensive, right? They're not expecting you to move back quick, and you pop that foot up in their rib, they're throwing hands or something, you're like, you catch those ribs just nice. All kinds of things like that. So I wanted to show you from the side what the stance looks like. Look at the weight distribution in the feet. I'm not like this, I'm not forward, and you want to make sure your knee's not here. My weight's back here pretty much the whole time, look. I gotta keep weight off this leg. I mean, I could put enough in it to be stable and balanced, but this is where your calisthenics trainer comes in play. You can put a little more weight in it. But I need to be able to kick, right? That's my deep, right? Because we're fighting. So, see the weight. No, it doesn't go. All right, now I want you to try it with that in mind.
Yes, sir.
That means one thigh will burn more than the other. The right thigh should burn a little bit more. That's better. Straight back, uh-huh.
Yeah, it does bring more.
Yes. You can switch too if you, yeah, definitely switch. Get the even burn. Okay, T.
Hey.
Yeah. Woo! Now, the last thing I'm gonna show you is, we're not gonna do it, I'm just gonna show it to you. Just because it's like, if you move. The other one is, so mixing them up, that's, and in addition, so there's so many layers to the confusion in the midst of the whole thing. So, I'm gonna defense twice, and then I'm gonna fire forward. Right, so I'm gonna defense like we've been doing, and then I'm gonna use the fire that we learned last week, right? So I'm gonna go back. Alright, so I'm here, I'm gonna go back, fire. Okay, one more. So I'm here, back, fire. If you wanna try it, you can. We got a couple minutes. So move forward almost as much as you move back. Now remember, the fire is to bend both and to go at the same time, right? So after you go back, watch. 1, 2, the weight is already there, just shift it back a little bit more, and now pop both. Yeah!
I'm tired.
You should be. Yes, Miss Kelly, up there. Not that one, but the other one. Right? Make sure it's a power through that first one, though. Make sure it's not a hot. You should. Hey. Yes, that's it. That's it. You made it. You made it. Party go. Can't say I didn't work it out. Take your breath. Catch your breath. We're trying to do this life scale. Matthew Gohring used to just be like, oh, let's do life scale. It's like, you're not saying anything. You're out of breath back here. You could have waited a minute. You cut these out of the video. The green light is on, he's watching. Okay.
No, path self-mastery requires a focused mind. A focused mind sees no obstacles. The path to self-mastery requires a focused mind. A focused mind sees no obstacles. The path to self-mastery requires a focused mind. A focused mind sees no obstacles.
Bow to Senior Head Instructor.
Now to apprentice instructor, first degree, advanced, and intermediate. Very good job.